All right, so I'm going to show you how I made this interesting drum loop here. So let's go ahead and play it. So obviously this isn't like a straight drum beat that I would use as is completely. I would cut the best parts or my favorite parts of this loop and then kind of take it from there. But what I want to show you is how I came up with this kind of random loop. So let me first, we'll just mute that for now. I'm going to jump over to the session window. And what we have here are a bunch of different loops. Let's just copy and paste these all over here real quick. All right, cool. So I've got all these separate loops here. So let me just solo this. All right, so that's what we got here. And then what we did was we used follow actions here. So I just highlight one, hold shift down, highlight the last one. So that highlights everything. And over here, if we come over here to the upside down triangle, it'll open up the follow action area. So I'm just going to click on follow action. I'm going to go to unlinked here. And that way I can choose how often these clips are going to shuffle from each other. So what I want is an eighth note, which over here is 2. And then I'm going to use legato. Now what legato does is if I didn't have this on, every time we jump to a new loop, it would just start from the beginning of each loop and play for an eighth of a note. I want it to play through the whole loop so I get a lot more variation. So by hitting legato, that's what we get. And then I've set the action to any, meaning that it could play any other clip after an eighth of a note, or it can play itself a second time. So from there, it's just all random. Now, if I wanted to, I could have 2 different types of actions and then split it between a different percentage. Maybe 90% of the time I wanted any, and like so, and then 10% of the time I wanted it to go to the next clip. But in this case, 100% any, don't need any action over here. And that's all you need to set up the follow action. And now we've got this. And that's good fun. So what I do is I can just resample that into another audio track. So you just go audio from, it's usually on external in, change that to resampling, and then solo the track that you want this to listen to, and it'll record whatever happens. But I wanted to take this a step further and see if it was possible to do this on scenes instead of just on one track. And the reason I wanted to try it on separate scenes over here was so I could spread it out on separate tracks, and each track could have different effects on it, okay? And I don't set any of these to 100%. I mean, I guess I could, but I still want to keep part of the original drums in there to make it sound a little bit more like a drum beat. So then what I do is, now we don't need any of the follow actions on on any of these clips when we're doing it this way. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to where the scenes are. And as you can see, when I click on the first one, we've got follow actions. And normally it'll be turned off, but I've already got it set up for eighth notes. And I just highlight everything. And then you could set it, when you set it to one, you set it to all of them. That's what this little stripe here is telling you, is that you're affecting multiple scenes at the same time. So with that, then I could just come over here and let's turn off solo over here. And we can have it do some interesting things with effects. And in order to do this, we can't record it inside on the session window. We have to come over here and set up to record over here. So we would just arm this track and then hit record over here, making sure that we've got one of these scenes kind of ready to go. And then it'll just start recording. So if you're interested in making some interesting drum loops, just things that you could get some random stuff out of, this is a pretty cool approach. So you can take this as deep as you like, but these are the basics. So I hope this helps, and go out there and get creative. Enjoy.